16 players have qualified for this climactic shootout with the aim of winning the WSOP Championship and 100,000 euros.
We're in the 6th match. It's Oskar Karlsson and Jakob Holm Simonsen. It's the Swede against the Dane.
5 years ago, I started playing on the net. Pretty quickly, I moved into live play, and that's what I prefer today. Compared to some of the other players in this field, I don't have as much experience, I guess, but I'm working on it. I love backgammon. I think it's great. Anything can happen. You can be down by a huge margin and, just bounce back and win it.
I got into it about 8 or 10 years ago through a friend of mine who was playing. There was this new online site that just offered backgammon. Tried it and escalated from there, and I got hooked on it, and now I just play every day. You know what they say is that backgammon is the cruelest game in the world, that you can be the biggest favorite and still lose, and vice versa. And so it's really an action game, which is what I.
He could have, a double 3 there. He could have won the whole match.
Yeah.
Right there.
Well, as it turns out, right now, Holt Simonsen could win the match right here. 2-1.
It's his last chance. 2-1. He comes in, he hits 2 checkers, and suddenly this game and match has been turned on its head.
Huh?
Okay, 2 checkers in for Jakob Simonsen.
Oh, it's a great shot coming in with 2. A 5 is big here. Double 5 is really big. Wow, how do you play that?
Choice is he can make his own 5-point, or he can hit twice.
And here we go. The monitor went off because you had to touch something. But actually an interesting play, which is one of my favorites, is making the ace point and playing from one side of the board from 10 to 10 and just giving yourself 4 builders over there. But it's probably wrong, but I still like it.
I really like it because it's actually the play that you get hit with the the least.
Okay,
Less least?
The least.
I think he should be looking at making his own 5-point as well.
Yeah, but that leaves him with the guy back on the deuce point, open to attack if he comes in with an ace or a 4. So I think hitting 2 guys is the right idea, and I would just play 1 over and give him that double 5 in return. That's my style.
Double 4 as well, and double 6.
Yeah, but
I like that play. You don't. Oh, and he made it, and you don't see a lot of players making plays like that.
Well, a shocking number. Yeah. Okay. Computer confirms that making the 5-point would have been a double blunder. Okay, excuse me, it's the exact opposite. Making the 5-point was the correct play. Sorry, I just got the slightly wrong feed in my ear there for a moment.
Wow, the 5-point was the correct play. That's interesting.
Well, like I said, most people wouldn't make that play, and I guess the computers wouldn't do it either. Nobody really understands the play.
But meanwhile, Oskar Karlsson, who was just about to get gammon for match, is now playing this as too good. He considers that he's too good to double. He's got his opponent with no anchor, 3 checkers loose, and actually it is Jakob Simonsen from Denmark who is in the most terrible trouble here. He needs a 5 or a 4 at a very minimum next roll somehow to survive in this match.
That was a bad play. He tried to get off the double 4s, but if double 4s would still have hit, and he could have had another builder to point on him.
And
5-2, a great shot.
5-2 kind of cleans things up, still leaves a few shots, but excuse me, he's going to point on him in board and just leave a 5-2, a return shot. He hasn't seen it. No, he hasn't seen it. Oh, Oskar, please, come on, put your glasses on. You've got to point on that loose checker on the 4-point. I didn't see it at first.
I would just love to have a close-up on Jakob's face right now.
Well, I mean, you might have to reconsider that thing. If he does not make the 4-point, chances are that Roger Federer might beat him in backgammon.
Oh dear, Oskar. Well,
Oh, that's 8s and 9s. Oh, then there's an 8. Wow. That's a big swing. That is now over.
Okay, and it is Jakob Simonsen who progresses to the second round.
Can't win them all.
It was tough. You put up a good fight.
I suppose, you know, there was some complexity there. I'm sure there was one or two mistakes.
Well, when the guy misplayed his 5 deuce, I think it was that was a pretty huge one. I had guys on the roof and he could close another point, which was a pretty bad one, and kind of let me in the match. Gave me 8s and 9s to re-hit, and I rolled 6-2, and that almost let me gammon him. So that was a pretty bad one.